Oh, is it always going to be these four? No one else is going to be brave enough? You're like, pickle candy, no thank you. Number one, come on up. No, go ahead, you can sit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is it healthy choice? All right, so talk loud enough so that Lily can hear you. Oh, but you gotta keep it.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can move it down like this though. There we go. Okay?
Okay.
So tell us what you're doing.
So first I'm just putting like filling in what the numbers are, where like the letters are.
It's a nice pen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's a great pen.
And then I'm just reducing them. And then just reducing them again to get.
Oh, that's the bottom of the fraction, is
Yeah.
that negative 1
Yes.
plus 8? Yeah, that works. Perfect. Beautiful. Grab a prize, Mariah. Wow. Wow. So good. It was amazing. It was really nice. The problem is that I sound sarcastic whether I'm being sincere or not, which is a big problem a lot of the time. I've had way too many times in my life where I've been like, hey, I like your outfit. And they're like, what's wrong with it? And I'm like, literally, no, I'm sorry. I for real like it. I just apparently can't say nice things to people. Well done. Okay, now this one cleaned up really nicely, right, with no nasty fractions, but how do you add fractions? Remind me. You have to find what? A common denominator. Do you need a common denominator when you multiply fractions? No, you just multiply across on the top and the bottom. How do you divide fractions? You multiply, and which one do you flip? The second fraction you flip. Good, awesome. You guys are killing it. We're doing so well. All right, we've got 4 more to go. Can you survive? You actually like this, don't you? Admit it. Anybody like open up their fresh notebook and write down their first thing and they're like, whew, yeah, brand new notes, new notebook? Yeah, I can tell. Some of you at least. Other people are like, absolutely not. All right, let's try simplifying this guy. Example 3 is 4x times parentheses x squared plus 3x plus 7. So what do you do when something's on the outside of a parenthesis like that? Distributes to every single one. And what would 4x times x squared be? We got 1x here and 2x's there. 4x cubed. Now, it's hard to remember sometimes whether you add the exponents or you multiply them, and tomorrow we'll be going through all of those messy rules and figuring that out. We're also going to play Math Bingo tomorrow if anybody's excited about that. Thank you. So it should look something like this. Now, should I start combining that stuff and putting it together? No, why not? They're not, what is that called? They're not like terms. They're not an x cubed. Did you say that before and I didn't hear you? X cubed and x squared. I thought so, but I guess not. X cubed and x squared can't be combined together. X and a y can't be combined together. An x, a y, and an xy also can't be combined together. You can definitely multiply things and then chunk them together, no problem. But when you're adding and subtracting, they have to be the exact same variables. Okay, let's try another one. Seems like your homework's not going to be too bad tonight, huh? Let's try this one. 1/3 times 4/5 m minus 3/2 n minus 27. How about I try this one? We'll do it together, okay? You guys just said how we multiply fractions, right? So we're gonna multiply this to this, this to this, this to this. What about that m? Where does that go? Does that belong on the top or the bottom? Does it matter? It does matter. It's not like a negative sign where it could be on the top or the bottom. It's actually like m is just m over 1. It's not like 1 over m. It's like a number. Like if it was 3, you could rewrite it as 3 over 1. So you could just leave it on the top of the fraction. You can also put it as a label behind the fraction, but you can't put it on the bottom because that's not the same thing. So this one would be 4/15 m, which you could just write behind it, or you could write 4m over 15, and those are the same thing. Minus 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. That would be 3/6 n. What do I do about that 27? 27 over 1. So it would be 1 times 27 and 3 times 1. And then I'm going to reduce all my fractions. The 4/15 is already as far as it can go because related to each other, they are both prime. They're not actually prime numbers, but compared to each other, they are. I can take a 3 out of the top and the bottom, which leaves me with 1/2. Or you could write n over 2 because that is the exact same thing. Minus 27 divided by 3 is 9. Remember, a fraction bar is the same thing as a divided sign. Why am I not putting these all together? Like terms, m, n, nothing. Is this helping remind you of some of this stuff really quick? Good. All right, example 5. I'm just kind of skipping around and doing what I want to do and what I think you need. If you feel like you need more, we can talk about that otherwise. All right. What do those big lines on the outside mean?
Absolute value.
And can somebody tell me what absolute value means? Michaela. Right. But you do the inside of the equation first, and then once you have a number inside the equation, it becomes positive. If you're talking about a real life kind of answer instead of just procedural, which is what you described, you would say it's the distance something is from 0. So imagine if, like I said, my room was home base, and if you could walk through the wall and go that way, you're going, like if I'm a number line, okay, and I'm 0 right here, 0, then over here are my positive numbers, and over there are my negative numbers. But if somebody is 3 feet on this side of me, they're 3 feet away. And if somebody's 3 feet on this side, they're 3 feet away. It doesn't matter if they're in the -3 direction or the +3 direction. So think of absolute value like a distance, because you don't have negative distances. So it's just always positive because it's a distance. So for this one, I'll say that x is -6 and y is 10. So I'm going to start inputting here. That's 2 times -6 minus 3 times 10. Sometimes when I multiply, I write times with a dot. And sometimes I just put something in parentheses. Are they the same thing? Yeah. Remember, you do the inside first. So I wouldn't change it to a +12 first. I'd still keep it as a -12 minus 30. And that's the same thing as the absolute value of -42, which is 42. So the absolute value, you do everything inside first. All right, we're doing one more prize. How's my speed going? You feel I'm going too slow? Too fast?
Good.
Thanks. Ideal, perfect, amazing. Stop. You guys. Okay. So should I go home and be like, guess what? They said I was like, had the perfect speed today in advanced math, whatever. I don't even care about it. All right, 2 times the absolute value of x minus the absolute value of 3y